Okay, so for the third grade one, I just kind of jotted down things that I noticed. So I noticed at the beginning you had them do like a thumbs up, thumbs down if they remembered the subtraction like stuff that they had done before.
Yes.
I think. And I thought that was really good. It gave like all of them a chance to respond rather than just like asking or you know what I mean?
Yes.
It gives them a chance to signal to you. One note I made was like at the very beginning of your lesson, before you even start teaching or reviewing or anything, I would recommend like setting really clear behavior expectations. Like,
yes.
You know, especially because you're a new teacher coming in. Like I still do it even with my kids that I have every day. So like even just like, okay, right now you guys are going to stay in your seats. If you need to get up, ask me first, please. Make sure you raise your hands. Keep your voices off while I'm talking. Boom.
Okay.
You know, just like pre-correct so that that way if they start blurting out, you can say, oh, remember, raise your hand or whatever.
Yes.
With the actual instruction, I thought it was good. The only like suggestion I would make is maybe pick up the pace a little bit, like go a little bit faster, but that'll come also with time.
Yes.
I think it was your first independent one,
yes,
right? So, yeah. So, that's just something to keep in mind, like, long term as you go. Because if you start kind of slowing down or, like, pausing to think about it, then, like, you're going to, like, lose them, you know? Especially with third graders, even with fifth graders, you know? And then you kind of, like, have to re-engage them. So, and then just, like, you could be a little more explicit with the way that you're, like, delivering the instruction. Just like I wish I would have written down the like exact words, but it was kind of like, okay, kind of like, do you guys remember like if you have this blah 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 blah. Like it could just be a little more explicit. I think with especially like the English language learners that like the population we have, you could have maybe like an example and say, okay, remember that, like first this, next this, last this, boom. You know. I thought it was really good that you had like the little saying, the more on the floor, go next door, get 10 more, because that kind of thing really helps them like remember it and then they can say it to themselves. So I thought that was really good.
The rhymes.
Yeah, exactly. And then just like one last suggestion I had was that it was a lot of you talking, and to increase like the student opportunities to respond, you could try having them like turn and talk, or have them do even like choral response where like you have like say, okay, think about this thing, and you can kind of signal to them like, okay, everyone at once, what is it? Boom. That way everyone has like an opportunity to answer, you know, rather than just like one kid at a time. But otherwise, and then I just like a note I made with the turn and talk, like something I like to do, especially with the younger kids, like this was a third grade class, is to designate their partners ahead of time. So you could say like they were at their desk for the first part of that lesson and then at the carpet, but you could say like really quick, boom, like either find a partner or like you're together, you're together, you're together, you're together. You have to sit by each other, and then that way when you do like a turn and talk, you can say like, okay, window side is the kid closer to the window, wall side is the kid closer to the wall, something like that. And then that way you have like window side first, you're gonna talk. So if you're asking like, what do I do now? I need to, and then they can turn to their partner and say, I need to, blah 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 blah. Just to kind of like get them going a little more.
Yes.
Because sometimes with turn and talk, like it's a really good strategy, but sometimes they'll just like look at each other and like sit and stare. So I usually will be like, okay, when you turn to your partner, you're going to say, like, I need to, because, and then go. And then they'll, like, get going a little more because they're repeating. So, but yeah, that was kind of the gist of, like, the feedback for the first one.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you have any questions or anything about that one?
No, I think your suggestions are really good. I thought it too, like, when I watched my video, after that, I thought, oh, maybe I should done this or done
Yeah,
this,
but that's like the great thing about videotaping too.
Yes.
It's like you can really learn from it,
Yeah.
even though sometimes it's kind of painful to like watch yourself. Because I do the same thing, and I remember being like, oh, is that really what I sound like, or whatever. So
yeah. But then it was nice. The rhymes, they got it like really fast. And it was really good with that, and I wanted to also use the counters, but I really couldn't because of the time, and I was a little bit nervous too. So I was like, okay, and I had them right next to me, and then I stand up, and yeah, I forgot.
Yeah,
So,
I've done that before too. But also, like, with counters and actual, like, things, sometimes that can become, like, a management, like, nightmare, like, managing them with all that stuff. So what I used to do with third graders, because also I would use those with, like, the addition and subtraction and all of that, is, like, I might have them first, like, try just drawing a picture on, like, those little boards. And then if I notice a few kids, like, a handful of kids who are still totally not getting it, and they still really need those, like, tangible counters, then I might pull them just in a small group and have the counters with them, and then have everyone else, like, draw the picture. You know?
Great. Yeah.
So that's just a tip with the counters and stuff. But, yeah, it happens. That happens to me still. I forget stuff sometimes. So, okay.